everyone, and welcome back to our channel for another deep dive into the dramatic world of Genoa City. Today is a fantastic day to unpack some truly terrifying developments that are about to shake our favorite daytime drama to its very core. Let us jump right into the heart-pounding action, because what is coming next will leave you completely breathless and on the edge of your seat. The psychological aftermath of the devastating Las Vegas explosion has been heavy enough, but the nightmare is far from over. Sharon Newman is currently experiencing a level of emotional exhaustion that is difficult to put into words. She is finally alone at her cozy cottage, desperately trying to calm her racing heart and process the earth-shattering secret she just uncovered. The discovery of that old, hidden photograph tucked away in the lining of Sienna Bacall's bag has completely shattered Sharon's reality. Seeing a young, smiling Sienna standing right next to Matt Clark before he became the monster of their nightmares was a visceral blow to Sharon's maternal instincts. She has just cornered Sienna, forcing the tearful confession that Sienna was not just a victim, but Matt's former lover and first accomplice in the dark Vegas underworld. Sharon is reeling from the realization that her beloved son, Noah Newman, has fallen deeply in love with a woman who shares a criminal history with the very man who once destroyed Sharon's life. Seeking a moment of physical and mental cleansing, Sharon retreats to her bathroom, hoping the hot water and steam can somehow wash away the suffocating dirt and deceit of the past few days. The cottage is eerily silent, a stark contrast to the explosive chaos they barely survived in the Dena Sahara Desert. The hot water runs, filling the small room with a thick, heavy fog of steam. Sharon leans over the sink, splashing cold water on her face, trying to ground herself in the present moment. She is trying to convince herself that they are finally safe, that Matt Clark is dead, and that the only remaining problem is how to permanently exile Sienna from Genoa City before Noah gets her any further. The steam thickens, blurring the reflection in the mirror, creating a false, insulated sense of security in the quiet confines of her sanctuary. However, that fragile peace is violently shattered in a matter of seconds. As Sharon slowly lifts her head to look at her tired reflection in the foggy bathroom mirror, the steam seems to part just enough to reveal a shape standing directly behind her. Her breath catches in her throat as the features become horrifyingly clear. It is Matt Clark. His face is heavily scarred from the explosion, battered and bruised from his brutal trek across the unforgivable Nevada desert, but his identity is unmistakable. His eyes, burning with a fiery, unadulterated malice, lock onto hers through the reflection. The sheer terror that washes over Sharon is paralyzing. This is the man who kidnapped her, tortured her family, and supposedly died in a fiery blast miles away. Yet, here he is, standing in the most intimate, vulnerable space of her home. The most terrifying aspect of this encounter is the absolute, deafening silence. Matt does not utter a single word to his former victim. He does not yell, he does not threaten her verbally, and he does not make a sudden move to attack her physically. Instead, a slow, ghostly, and deeply sinister smile creeps across his scarred face. It is a smile of pure psychological dominance, a silent declaration that he is an omnipotent force in her life. He wants Sharon to know that her walls, her locks, and her distance from Las Vegas mean absolutely nothing to him. He can infiltrate her safe haven whenever he pleases. In the blink of an eye, as Sharon gasps and spins around in pure panic, the space behind her is completely empty. Matt has vanished like a phantom, leaving Sharon questioning her own sanity for a split second. But the horror is far from a hallucination. Hearing Sharon's sharp intake of breath and the sudden, panic movement, Sienna Bacall comes rushing into the bathroom. Sienna is already a weeping, emotional wreck from her confrontation with Sharon, but the sight that greets her in the bathroom stops her dead in her tracks. The steam on the mirror has begun to clear, revealing a gruesome, terrifying message left behind by the phantom intruder. Written across the glass in thick, crimson blood are the chilling words, "The traitor must pay." The visceral horror of the bloody message drains every ounce of color from Sienna's face. The metallic scent of blood mixes with the damp steam of the bathroom, creating an atmosphere of pure dread. In that heart-stopping moment, both women are hit with the crushing, undeniable realization of the truth. The explosive death in Las Vegas was nothing more than a spectacular, meticulously crafted hoax. Matt Clark did not perish in the flames, nor did he succumb to the bloody head wound he sustained in the Sahara Desert. He survived, he tracked them down, and he has brought his reign of terror straight to their doorstep. Sienna realizes with absolute certainty that Matt knows she betrayed him by trying to negotiate a deal and by leaving him for dead. The bloody message is a direct, inescapable death threat aimed squarely at her, and by extension, anyone who stands in his way. The silent, deadly hunt in the heart of Genoa City has officially begun. When it comes to my honest personal commentary on Sharon Newman, I have to say that my heart absolutely breaks for her. Sharon is the ultimate survivor on this show, having endured psychological torture from villains like Cameron Kirsten and Ian Ward. But this relentless targeting by Matt Clark feels exceptionally cruel. She just survived a literal ticking time bomb in a desert bunker, only to have the monster manifest in her own bathroom. Sharon's resilience is legendary, but no human being should have to endure this level of constant, hypervigilant terror. Her immediate instinct to protect Noah from Sienna's toxic past proves what an incredible mother she is. But now she is forced into a corner where she must fight a ghost who is operating completely off the grid. As for Sienna Bacall, my feelings are incredibly mixed and honestly quite critical. While it is easy to feel a pang of sympathy for a woman who is clearly terrified and running from an abusive past, Sienna made her own bet by lying to the Newman family. She played a highly dangerous game of deception, pretending to be a pure victim while hiding her history as Matt's accomplice. She then doubled down on her lies by claiming she had killed him, giving everyone a false sense of security that has now put them all in grave danger. Sienna thought she could outsmart a psychopath, and now the bloody writing on the wall proves that her arrogance and deceit have marked her for a gruesome revenge. She is a tragic figure, but her hands are far from clean in this mess. Looking at Matt Clark, he has truly cemented his status as one of the most terrifying, cold-blooded villains in the history of the show. What makes Matt so profoundly dangerous is his absolute dedication to psychological warfare over immediate physical violence. He could have easily killed Sharon in that bathroom, or snapped Sienna's neck when she walked in. Instead, he chose to leave a bloody message and a ghostly smile. He wants them to live in a state of constant, paralyzing fear. He wants them to look over their shoulders every second of the day. His ability to survive the desert, travel across the country undetected, and slip into Sharon's home proves that he is a highly calculating predator who is executing a masterclass in revenge. This silent hunt is going to have catastrophic implications for the rest of Genoa City, primarily because the town is completely distracted by its own internal wars. Matt Clark has chosen the absolute perfect time to strike. Victor and Nikki Newman are currently locked in a bitter, prideful Cold War over Nick's severe fentanyl and cocaine addiction. They are so busy fighting each other about how to handle Nick's outpatient rehab that they are completely blind to the fact that the man who originally drugged Nick is currently roaming their streets. Jack and Diane are caught up in their own toxic corporate and romantic manipulations. Matt is operating in the shadows of a city where the most powerful protectors are too busy fighting their own families to notice the wolf at the door. Predicting what will happen next, I believe Matt Clark is going to use the psychological torture to slowly isolate Sienna and Sharon from the rest of the pack. Matt knows that if Sharon goes to the police or to Victor with a story about a ghost in her mirror and a bloody message, she might sound unhinged, especially given the stress she has been under. Matt will likely clean up his tracks just enough to make them doubt their reality, or he will escalate the threats specifically targeting Noah Newman. By threatening the man Sienna loves and the son Sharon adores, Matt holds the ultimate leverage. I predict Matt will lure Sienna to a secondary location, perhaps the Genoa City Athletic Club where he was last seen heading, forcing her into a deadly confrontation to pay for her betrayal. Furthermore, this situation is going to completely shatter Noah Newman's world. Noah is currently entirely unaware of the horror unfolding at the cottage. He is still operating under the delusion that Sienna is his perfect, innocent girlfriend who bravely survived the nightmare. When Noah finally discovers not only Sienna's dark past as Matt's accomplice, but also that Matt is alive and actively hunting them, the emotional devastation will be profound. Noah has a tragic history of trying to save broken women, but this revelation will push him to his absolute breaking point. Audra Charles is already waiting in the wings to pick up the pieces of his shattered heart, and this terrifying crisis might be the exact catalyst that ends Noah and Sienna's relationship forever. In the end, the return of Matt Clark elevates the stakes to a life-or-death level that Genoa City has not seen in quite some time. The psychological thriller playing out at Sharon's cottage is just the opening act of a much darker, much more violent play. The Newmans need to stop their internal bickering and unite immediately, or Matt Clark is going to pick them off one by one in the shadows. What do you guys think about Matt's terrifying return and Sienna's dark past being exposed? Do you think Sharon can protect Noah, or is Sienna doomed to pay the ultimate price for her betrayal? Drop your thoughts in the comments section below, hit that like button, and do not forget to share this article with your fellow fans so we can all discuss the madness together.